Howdy, I am Julia.
And I'm Olivia.
And this is Hives and Lows. We are two long distance buds who explore the highs and lows of film and TV every Monday. Welcome.
So no catch up today because for us yesterday, a week ago for you guys, maybe longer. It was the Oscars.
Woo!
And last time we were like, it's either going to be a happy tone or a somber tone. It's pretty in the middle.
Yeah.
It's pretty middle of the road tone. I mean, one terrible thing happened, but otherwise, a win. One of the wins was
There's like 3 wins I can think of.
well, yeah, but like that stuff we like predicted. Oh my god,
Okay.
the prediction sheets.
Oh,
Wait a
yeah.
minute. I should probably get mine out.
One of the losses for me last night was Hulu decided to not work. And I found out that wasn't just me. I'm
Oh,
so
that's
glad
good.
I
I
found out.
was worried because Hulu Live was only working on my phone. So then I was like, what am I gonna do? I want to watch it on my TV. And I was like, well, I think I'm gonna have to watch it on my laptop. But then I got a Fubo subscription. I don't know. I got a Fubo subscription, and it stopped working like right after the first performances that we'll get to, and so then I had to turn it on my laptop and watch the rest of the show on my laptop. So that sucked, and I canceled Fubo immediately.
Yeah.
This morning when I woke up, I was like, and that's done.
Yeah, I had to watch it on abc.com.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's what well, yeah, I have a ABC app thing, but I had to get Fubo to watch it through ABC. Like it wouldn't let me do it on ABC. I had to get Fubo in order to watch it on ABC.
Yeah, cuz I had to log into my Hulu to watch it on ABC and I was like, why
Yeah.
can't I just go into Hulu? But supposedly there's some system thing.
Yeah, 'cause they made me,
Hulu's
they were like, do you want to sign up for Hulu Live or Fubo or YouTube TV? And I was like,
none of the above.
well, I don't want to sign up for Hulu Live because I have to make a Hulu account and I am mooching currently my Hulu. So I was like, I don't want to do that. Let's just do Fubu because I can see the Fubu app on my TV.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, a lot of people have had issues.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something later. Actually, I'm going to turn on my light. I forgot to do that. Wow, so bright. Okay, now that my light's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing I have written down, I have a page of notes for people who are watching. I'm holding it up. For people who are listening, I'm holding it up. I have a full page of notes. And I have at the top, I tally marked the amount of times I cried 5 times.
That's so real.
I cry every Oscars. This isn't like a one-off thing. I mean, it's a very special Oscars for me because my boy was involved. But I just cry every Oscars. I cried last year. It's just a big deal for me. And which it shouldn't be because I'm always disappointed every single year. But there was tribute to LA right off the bat. Started with that immediately. And then Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo came out. And oh my god, first time I cried.
Yeah, I was very glad that that was happening because as many people know, I think no one wanted to have original song performances this year, which I think is kind of funny if you're
Yeah,
thinking
that
about
is
it.
very funny that the Academy was like, as long as we don't get Amelia Perez up there.
We're fine. Well,
Yeah,
essentially, we kind of did in a way, but we'll get to that.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
But that was embarrassing. That was secondhand embarrassment.
but for those of you who did not watch, I also didn't watch for like the first 20 minutes because of stupid ass Hulu, and then in commercials I had to watch this performance. But Ariana Grande sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh my gosh.
And then Cynthia Erivo sang Home from The
Yeah.
Wiz. And later on, there's another Wiz tribute, which I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, this is cute that they're doing all like the kind of I Want songs from like Wizard of Oz property. But then it
I
made
love
more
the
sense
Wiz.
once we learned that they were doing a tribute to Quincy Jones, who
Yeah.
did the music for the Wiz. And then they finally ended on Defying Gravity.
Oh my gosh. I'm not kidding. Tears to the point to where, like when like when this, maybe that's just me and I'm just weird, but like when I'm watching like the Grammys or like a music like award show, I want to sing along with the live performances. So I'm sobbing and tears streaming down my face and being like, Defying Gravity.
Gravity.
Just like sobbing tears. I'm like wiping tears away and sniffling in the middle. And I'm like, if I was there, it would not be a pretty picture.
No, yeah. No, exactly.
Um, yeah, so that happened first, right off the bat. And then Conan came out and did his starting monologue. He's great. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I love Conan so bad. Like,
Like
it's just,
we haven't had a host in a while that jokes are actually funny.
yeah,
So,
jokes are funny, and he's just like, it's either the jokes are funny, but they just like, it's like the show's all about them. So then it gets
yeah.
annoying. But like he wrote a perfect middle ground where it was like funny and I kept being like, oh yeah, and Conan's the host and it's like a great like it's like a delight to see him pop back up.
Someone brought this up, which I thought was interesting. Conan also seems like a host or like a person that just appreciates film as an art form. So it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like he's slapping you in the face with like film, like making fun of film stuff.
Right, yeah,
Like it feels like he actually appreciates what he's doing and what
yeah,
like they are doing as a job. And also like in addition, it didn't feel fake when he was doing all this stuff about the firefighters and the wildfires.
right.
Cause I feel like sometimes some of the hosts are like, yeah, we're gonna do this, this, and this. But it felt like I think
Well, yeah,
because
well, he was affected
he's
directly.
yeah,
He
I think he's still living in a hotel or something.
he
So
is. He's
like
living in a hotel. His like he's still not okay to come back to his house. But I feel like yeah, I think it was a very beautiful tribute and I liked it a lot. And they did a compilation before the performances of like LA movies that LA is like a big theme. So that was really cool as well. The first what was it? What was it? Category? What do I say? Award? The first
the
award
first category.
um, and it was Robert Downey Jr. present. Gosh, I love Robert Downey Jr. It was Robert Downey Jr. presenting actor in a supporting role because he won last year, and it was Oppenheimer. Um, and
I
and
mean,
this was a lock. Like this was one of the things where I was like, oh, well, yeah, I don't have to worry about being wrong about this
yeah.
prediction. Yeah, if you want to hear all the nominees and all that, then we have other episodes. We have like two or
Yeah, we
three other
literally have an
episodes. Where
episode
we,
going through all of them.
yes,
So,
we have two. We have one with the nominees and one with the predictions.
oh,
So it's fine. Go do that if if you want to hear everybody. But Kieran Culkin won. That was a lock. Like we all knew. Yeah, I love Kieran Culkin,
me too.
and he won for A Real Pain. Love that movie so
So great.
much. Um, and yeah, well deserved in my opinion. Um, I would say that if it wasn't him, then like Jeremy Strong or Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, it was so cute that he called out Jeremy.
I know. I know.
Because
And
everyone
everybody
on
was
the internet thinks they
saying
hate each
he
other.
was pissed. And I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't think he looked bad. I thought he looked proud. I don't
Yeah.
know. People don't understand Jeremy Strong like I do. Yeah, it was good. He gave a good speech. I mean, listen, when he goes up there, I'm always like, whatever's about to come out of his mouth is about to be the most unserious thing ever, and it was,
Yeah,
and I
well,
love
what was
that
his
deeply.
yeah, wasn't his didn't he say, "I like to thank my mom and dad for trying to
For
raise us," or
trying
something
to
like
raise me. Yeah, that's hilarious. He's so good. Okay, and then the next thing that happened was Andrew Garfield and Goldie Hawn were presenting for Best Animated Feature. That was the second time I cried.
Yeah.
Anytime that Andrew Garfield opens his mouth up about his mother, tears. Like
Yeah.
immediately. Like him on Sesame Street talking about how it's okay to miss people with Elmo. No, I can't do the
Yeah. I texted Olivia about this, but I was like, I love how open he is about it because especially like toxic masculinity, like
Yeah.
not a lot of men are allowed to like grieve, especially over their mom. So it
Yeah.
seems like he had a very personal relationship with her. So I was fine with him talking all he wants about his mom and how
Me
Goldie Hawn.
too. Me
Yeah.
too.
And
Yeah.
also in addition, he they presented the animated film award without discrediting animation, which we
I
haven't had in a
know.
while.
Love. Flow one, which I am watching Flow maybe tonight. So yay! I started this morning, and I got 10 minutes in, and then I got busy. But
Yeah.
I will finish it tonight. They also presented animated short. Oh wait, we should probably go over our predictions.
Oh. Yeah.
Yay! I predicted Kieran Culkin, and I did not predict Flow.
Yeah, I predicted Kieran Culkin and I also predicted Flo because if I'm Still Here wasn't an international feature, then I would have chosen Flo. I would have chosen Wild Robot for animation, but since Flo was also nominated for international, I mean, I'm Still Here was those two were probably the big international like fighting forces. I was like, okay, they're going to give it to Flo for animated and then I'm Still Here. But I think this year was really solid for animation.
Yeah,
Like I loved Wild Robot. We both did.
we both
I,
did.
I
Tears were shed.
I literally texted a picture to Olivia with me like sobbing my eyes out.
My mom was really sleepy. We had just gotten back from London and she was still jet lagged, and we turned on the movie and she was super tired, and she kept waking up. I mean, this is the power of this movie. She kept waking up, not knowing what was going on and crying.
I also watched that movie with my mom, but instead my mom was watching me cry and being like, "I'm so sorry you're crying right now."
Oh, my mom's very emotional,
Yeah.
so she cries at like everything. Okay, animated short. Um, in the Shadow of the Cypress one, I didn't choose that
I chose
because
Magic Candies.
I chose Yuck because everybody was like, Yuck is going to be the winner. So
They lied.
it wasn't. They lied. They lied straight to my face. And then next was costume design, and that was Wicked. Thus, the third time I cried. Also, I got that. That was one of my predictions. Yes.
Yeah.
That I also cried. It's so somebody brought this up on Twitter. It was like, if you're a black person and when a black person wins an award and it's like a milestone and you immediately start crying before you even know what the milestone is. I see you. I was like, literally, all he said was like first black man and tears. So immediately. So that was the third time I cried. Heavy time crying at the top of the show. Yeah, that was well deserved. That was so, yeah, it was so good. Speech was great. He got a standing O, which was amazing. And then it was a commercial break, but I wanted to bring this up because you and I messaged and we were like, wait, is that Nick Offerman? We weren't hearing Nick Offerman until then. And I'm like, of course we would hear Nick Offerman whenever he is purposefully mispronouncing Amy Poehler's name.
Good for him.
I love Nick Offerman.
I love him too.
He was what did they say? The the announcer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great pick for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love Nick Offerman's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next thing that happened was original screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Poehler did that, and Honora won. Interesting.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was pulling
interesting.
hard for Real Pain.
Yeah, out of all the things on this list, it's not even in my top three of things I thought were going to get chosen. I thought it was either going to be A Real Pain, The Substance, or The Brutalist. So that's interesting. So I didn't choose correctly there. So whatever, I guess. And then it was adapted screenplay. Amy Poehler was presenting again, and it was Conclave. Woo! I love
Ah,
Conclave, Conclave Nation, and
Dub
yes, I
Nation.
did predict that.
I
So
did too. Sucks
that
for
was sort of a pipe dream for us. So I'm glad that it actually happened.
yeah. Conclave Nation, stand up.
Conclave Nation. And then the next thing that happened was Scarlett Johansson and June Squibb were presenting for
Makeup and
makeup.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah, for makeup and hair. Um, I thought that the substance was going to win, and it did. What did you think?
I thought the substance was gonna win also.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I thought that the substance was going to win, and it did. My want was a different man, but that was a pipe dream.
Yeah, I felt like if nothing was gonna win, if the substance wasn't gonna win, I wanted a different man to be the next one, and then Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, Nosferatu for sure. So that was great. And then Halle Berry looked amazing.
Gorgeous.
Went up there and there was a Bond tribute or something.
Hmm.
Yeah. um, I'm not a Bond person, but like, okay, sure.
Yeah,
There were three performances in a row that came out of that, and that was by the way, Margaret Qualley
yeah.
danced.
I was like, did you just forget?
No, I could never. I could literally never because a gasp elicited from my throat when I saw her. I was like, oh, Margaret.
So this is how she can get nominated next year for
Yeah,
this
for
performance.
this performance. So yes, so she danced, and then Lisa came out, and she was good, and then Doja Cat came out and was interesting. Great dress though. And then Ray came out, and whoa, nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who that is, right, Ray? I think.
Hmm.
Okay. Yes, came out and freaking killed it. That was
Yeah.
great. And I'm not seeing anybody talk about it.
Yeah, I think because I like it when different singers do interpretations of different songs because Skyfall is a very like ballad heavy. It's by
Yeah.
Adele. Like what
Yeah.
else do you expect? And I think Ray did a good job. It's Ray, right? Is the artist's name? She did it well on her own and made it her own thing enough that I think she did a good job.
Right.
So,
It
yeah, and
was
I think
so
people
good.
should be talking about it. I agree with you. Why is no one talking about it?
Yeah, it was so good. I texted you, whoa. I don't think I've ever texted the words whoa out. out. I think I did that twice actually.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember the other time. I think I
I
know
don't
what the other
remember
time
what
was.
I did for the other time. Daryl Hannah came out for
Yeah.
editing, and it was Honora. What did I say? I said conclave.
Wait.
I think I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I also put Conclave.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, It's not The Brutalist or Amelia Perez, which are also on this list. So a
Anything
win there.
with what was it? There was this meme going around and it's the redhead guy in Star Wars where he's like, I want everyone, I don't care who wins. I just want Amelia Perez to
Amelia
lose.
Perez to lose. I've been saying that about Amelia Perez and about another person who won.
Yeah. No,
But
yeah.
we'll get there.
No, my family was getting so mad with me. They were like, "Stop hating on this movie." And I said, "No, I won't. I never
On
will."
what? Amelia Perez or
Amelia
Brutalist?
Perez.
Oh, I was
I
hating on both. I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
um, but you know what? It was going pretty well at this point in the night because I was like, the things that we don't want to win, they're not, which Academy, okay. Like,
First time for everything.
I know. Um, and then Divine Joy Randolph was next and looked amazing.
She's so good. I love
I
her.
know. And she presented for supporting for actress in a supporting role, and that was our other lock. We knew that this was going to happen, and that
Mhm.
was Zoe Saldana. Unfortunately, I have to put a mark for I did predict that.
Yeah.
But hey, here's the thing: if anyone in that movie was going to win, I'm okay with it being Zoe Saldana. Did I like it? No. Did I think it was going to happen? And I'm okay, I guess, with it happening. Sure. So that happened, and then she said some real problematic things after. Did you see that?
Oh, where she was like, where a Mexican reviewer was like, "Hey, I didn't really like the depiction of what you guys did in Amelia Perez," and she's like, "I'm sorry you feel that way," and I'm like, a
Yeah,
person from Mexico was saying to you,
yeah.
someone
Zoe,
who
what
is
the heck?
not from Mexico.
Zoe, what the heck? Zoe, what the heck, man? Also, there were many times that Zoe should have or could have been nominated for an Oscar or won even before this, and I'm just sad that this has to be the one. Um,
Imagine
so
looking back and being like, yeah, I won an Oscar for. I would rather not win an Oscar. Like, if I had to choose, if I never win an Oscar or I win an Oscar for Amelia Perez, I would choose never win an Oscar.
oh yeah, yep. And you're correct about that.
Hmm.
And then Ben Stiller came out, and I got extreme nostalgia because they were playing the Nightmare at the Museum music, and I was like, suddenly I'm eight. Like, suddenly I'm 8 years old. I love that movie like real bad. Like, I love that movie. And you came out and dropped a bomb on me and said that you've never seen it.
I'm no, and I need to. I know I need to.
It's so
I
good.
know Robin Williams is in it. I know that the two little mini guys are shipped together. I know
Yeah,
that.
Rami Malek is in it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. It's so good. I love that movie. Um, but he presented for production design and Wicked won.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm okay with that. I predicted Dune,
Me
um,
too.
but I'm okay. I'm okay with Wicked. Like if it was honestly anything on this list, I was okay with. But I would be more excited about Dune because I had predicted it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, yeah, I mean, of course. And then Conclave, I mean, we can only hope, you know?
Yeah.
That's okay, I guess. Next up, Mick Jagger
Oh, yeah, I
came
forgot
out.
about that.
That was insane. Mick Jagger came out and presented for OG Song. Here we go. I think I actually texted you, here we go.
I think you did. I think you did.
And El Mal won from Amelia Perez, and I get an unfortunate mark for being correct about that.
Yeah. It was really funny because I mean, obviously Olivia has seen Sing Sing and I haven't, but it was really I was like, obviously this song is so much better than El Mal.
Oh my gosh, yes. I texted out, or I mean, I put out on my Instagram story that that like a bird should have won, and everybody was like, that was like so sad. You're like black screen with just I was like, because I was sad. That's why.
Yeah,
Um,
it was
and
weird
then go ahead.
because we'll get into the weird people that worked on the Amelia Perez soundtrack. But
Yeah.
one thing they said was, wow, Spanish is such a great language to put into a pop song. And I said, wow, that's really interesting because you guys don't know how to write music in
Yes.
Spanish.
Oh my gosh, I just don't get it. Like all the songs were bad. Like I'm so confused. Like,
Hmm.
well, no, the one at the beginning, the Zoe Saldana sang,
That's it.
that was pretty good, and I didn't mind the one where the kid was singing.
Yeah.
Those are the only two songs that I was like, okay, this is kind of yeah.
And that's like two out of like 12.
And I'm not saying they were good because if you stack it against any other movie musical, then they would be the worst songs. The best songs in Amelia Perez would be the worst songs in a normal movie
Yeah.
musical. But yes, so Elma one, that was the one where Zoe Saldana was singing about corruption or something. I don't know. But then the people went up there who made the song. And listen, the speech was fine at first, and then they started singing on
No wonder,
stage.
no wonder no wonder this movie used AI because that woman's voice was used for Carla Sophia, whatever her last name is.
Yeah, Carlos Sofia Gascon. Yeah, oh my gosh. And then at the beginning of the show, Conan made a joke directly to her, and then they showed her. And I was
Yeah.
like, that was bold,
I
camera.
also thought it was weird when people were clapping where he was like, Carla, Sophia,
It was a
whatever is here, and
hesitant
everyone started
clap,
clapping. And
though.
I was like, guys, why are we clapping for
It
her?
was a hesitant clap. Anytime that Amelia Perez was like mentioned, it was like a couple seconds of silence, and then people were like, I feel like maybe we should clap just because they're here.
Or maybe it was the people that worked on the project. They were like, woo, why is no one clapping for us?
It definitely got a low amount of claps, like every
Mhm.
time that they were mentioned, which I think is very funny.
Mhm.
Um, what I think is interesting is that you can tell who's going to win within the acting categories based on who they show on TV the most. And I'm like, because
They barely showed Sebastian.
time went on, I've seen him once. I've seen him once. I was like, I've seen Sebastian once. They didn't show Coleman that much. They only showed him like when he was doing something, like standing or something like that. And I was like, no. Um, so that sucked. But moving on, Selena Gomez and Samuel L. Jackson, they presented for documentary short first, and I wait, what one?
The only
The
girl in
only
the
the only
orchestra.
girl in the orchestra won. I did not choose that.
I didn't choose that either. I chose Incident.
I chose I Am Ready, Warden. Um, yeah, okay,
I've heard some people dislike that choice. A lot of people have said
okay.
like that one was probably the weakest one out of those.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Maybe one day. And then next, which was great, was a documentary feature, and No Other Land won. Yay!
Yes.
Um, yeah, so that was great. Speech was really good. And then nearing the end, it was a little iffy, but it was pretty good though. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, what I mean, like to win in front of that particular audience. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
on TV to
Yeah.
say what they were saying. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And then also in addition, it sucks because I'm hoping because it won. I mean, it shouldn't matter if it won or not to get US distribution because there still is no US
Yeah.
distribution for this film. I'm hoping because of that, that will allow for US
I
distribution.
hope so. I hope so too. I want to see it.
Me too, so badly.
I want to see it so badly. But yeah, it was just such a special moment. Um, and I was like, I was so happy. I teared up. No tears came out, so I can't put a mark next to cry. So
That was the first time in the award show that I outwardly was like, "Yes!"
I think I did that too. I was like, oh yes, I was so hyped. And from our team here, Free Palestine. um,
Yeah,
okay,
Free Palestine.
next is the firefighters. The
Oh
thanks to the
yeah.
firefighters. That was so great. Also, like this, only like the second time they showed Sebastian.
And also,
And I'm like,
I
oh
will
no.
say the woman who did the last joke,
Oh,
her body language was funny.
I was. I listen. I love firefighters. Um, I think they are the best. They were the only people when my like bathroom roof imploded. They were the only people who came to help. We called the police because it was, listen, I know that sounds stupid, but the way that it imploded, we were gone for like a month. And then the roof imploded and like and water was everywhere and a line broke and stuff. So the door warped to the point to where it went to the floor. It looked like somebody was in there and had pushed something up against the door. So that's what we thought was happening. So we called the police and the police said, that's not our job. We called the police and they were like, no. And I was like, what? And they were like, call the emergency service thing. So then we did. Nobody picked up. So then we just called the firefighters and they actually came and broke in the door. So
Yeah,
good.
see,
I love firefighters. Anyway, yes. Thank you, firefighters.
we love you,
Next up
firefighters.
was Miles Teller and Miley Cyrus. Interesting pairing. But,
I know.
and it was for sound. And Dune Part 2 won.
Yes.
Wow, yay. I was rooting for Wild Robot, but I did think that Dune was gonna win, so I have to put that as
Yeah.
a
Again, like we said for the past two videos that we've done on the Oscars, or at least, I mean, we both had agreed on it, but like animation should be in best sound more.
sure, for sure. And then next up was a person we love, Rachel Ziegler,
Yes.
and the other person was up there too, Gal Gadot.
Oh,
um,
poor Rachel Zegler. You could tell that
yeah.
we respect Rachel Zegler in this household.
Yes, we do. We're Rachel Zegler's stands. They were presenting for visual effects. Dune won. That wasn't on my list, but I'm happy it happened.
Yeah, I was like, if it's not Kingdom, let it be Dune.
Yeah. Yeah. Next was Sterling K. Brown. I love that man
So
so
much.
much. And Ana de Armas, who I need to be in better movies because she killed it in Knives Out and then decided to do a bunch of stuff that nobody watched and was bad. I was like, what are you doing? and but she's gonna be in Ballerina, which is one of my most anticipated. So I'm excited about that. But
Mm.
they were presenting for live action short. I Am Not a Robot one, which is what I thought was gonna win.
I said Last Ranger. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Um, next up was Morgan Freeman came on and he did a beautiful tribute to Gene Hackman, and then we did the in memoriam, and that was the fourth time I cried. Because I literally was like, um, if they do Shelley Duvall and they're going to do Shelley Duvall and they're going to do David Lynch and they're going to do James Earl Jones, and then they did them in a row.
Yeah. And
I was
it was
do that.
so sad.
I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
They did, interestingly enough, leave out some people.
Yeah, they left out Tony Todd.
That's insane. Out of the list of people that people like, these people were left out, that is the craziest to me.
Yeah, it was Tony Todd, Michelle Tran
Track to him. Is that how you say your name?
yeah, I think that's how you say your name.
Ice
The
Princess.
yeah,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I love Ice Princess. The woman that played Juliet in the 1960s Romeo and Juliet and is in Black Christmas.
Yes, Olivia Hussey.
Hussey. Okay.
Yeah, Olivia Hussey.
And then
Yeah,
who's
she got. Yeah, that's crazy too that she was left out.
there was someone else.
But I told you I was crying before the tribute started because, and I texted, I was like, the thought of David Lynch's picture being up there is already making me cry. And so I was not having a good time. I was
Yeah,
like
well,
sniffling, like wiping my face, crying.
I was gonna ask you this, but I forgot. How did you feel? Because I mean, I'm not. I might be wrong about this, but Laura Dern and Isabella, they were in a Blue Velvet together, right? How did you feel about
Yeah,
that? They went. I guess she was her date or something.
yeah, I know. And that's that I can't talk about it because I'm already tearing up. I can't talk about there were some things we skipped red carpet talk, but there were like some things where I was like, I'm gonna cry if I think about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
find who the hell was the other person. Oh, I found it. Uh, Shannon Doherty. That was the other one where I
yes,
was like,
yeah,
that's insane.
that is crazy that they left those people out. Well, at least like people are pointing it out, even because
Mhm.
I mean, even if it wasn't in something like the Oscars, people are obviously not like they're obviously people are obviously remembering them and like yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's important, even though it does suck that
Yeah.
they were left out. Next was cinematography, and The Brutalist one. Sure, I was yeah. I mean, I thought I said that I thought that that was gonna win.
I'm sorry, Dune Part 2.
Yeah, and I
Maybe Dune Part 3 next year.
Nosferatu also.
Nosferatu also.
Um,
Also, I'm so glad they're doing awards where the casts are coming out
oh
and
yeah,
talking about their personal experiences because I feel like
yes,
that adds so much to what they're presenting.
I agree.
I love that.
Next, Penelope Cruz, who looked amazing and was presenting for international feature, and I'm still here one. Thank God. Like literally, I clapped.
Me too.
I clapped. I was like, we've defeated the AI. I mean, the AI evil. No, we've
Well, I
defeated.
mean, it
Well, kind of,
technically.
but not what I was thinking.
Oh,
We've
okay.
defeated Amelia Perez. So yeah, and I also said that that was going to win because I refused to vote for Amelia
Me
Perez
too. And I've
for
heard
more than one
it's
category.
amazing. I need to watch it.
I
I'm
know
so
I need to
eager.
watch it also. Next was original score. So George Harrison got what was it? Got he was sick. He was going to present
Harrison
this
Ford?
award. Uh,
Did
yeah,
you say George Harrison
did I say George Harrison?
from the
The
Beatles?
Beatles have been on my mind today, so that's completely
Okay. Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, not George Harrison. He's dead. Um, Harrison Ford, not George Harrison of the Beatles. He got sick and he could not come and present, so Mark Hamill filled in. You could definitely tell though, because it was definitely supposed to be the Indiana Jones score that was like going on. I can't believe I said George Harrison. What the heck?
I
I
know, I just thought it was
literally was
hilarious.
thinking about the Beatles earlier today, so I'm sure that's why. But anyway, the Brutalist one, which, yeah, I
Better
thought
than
that was
Amelia Perez.
that is completely true. That is completely true. R.I.P. Challengers. It should have been you.
Oh, it should have been challengers.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of things should have been challengers.
That is also true. I mean, yeah, I mean, the Brutalist, also a different man not being in this category, also insane.
Insane.
Also insane.
There's so many different original scores that should have been like I'll never forget it when The Boy and the Heron came out. That should have been an original score and it was not.
Yeah,
There-
some of the stuff is great. Like, I love Conclave. Not sure it needed to be in this category. Amelia Perez, definitely not. Wicked, interesting. Wild Robot, I'd keep it in there.
oh
I'd
yeah,
keep
yeah,
Wild
yeah.
Robot in there, and I'd keep The Brutalist in there. But, like, it should have been, like, Challengers, A Different Man. What else was there? Something
Exactly.
else. Wicked. Just keep Wicked in
So
there.
there's an obvious no answer.
Yeah. So next was so Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg got up there and did a beautiful tribute to Quincy Jones. And then Queen Latifah went up. I was having a ball. I was having a grand old time. Queen Latifah got up there, who we love, and
So much.
The Wiz was singing, and
Mm-hmm.
I was up, like, out of my, like, I was watching on my bed. I stood up.
Yeah. I
Love The Wiz. So I was like, this is heaven for me.
yeah, it was really funny because I know at some point Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo stood up, but like for a
And
while it was what?
Coleman Domingo.
It was
Yeah,
for a while just Coleman Domingo, and then also I could recognize Rachel
Rachel
Zegler
Ziegler was up
was
too.
also dancing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
Rachel
goodness.
Ziegler and Coleman Domingo. And apparently, were you seeing the clip of Coleman Domingo during commercial breaks? I love that man so much. I love that man so much.
He should have gotten up there and sang Gary Come Home.
Oh, oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, I love Coleman Domingo. I'm not kidding you. He deserved so much better. Every award season that he is a part of, he deserves so much better. This year, though, particularly stung. But
Mhm.
whatever, I guess. Next up, it's time.
Oh, is this the time?
Next up, Cillian Murphy went up there, and it was Best Actor. And the worst came to fruition.
Timothy, why didn't
The AI Evil won in the end. And that was the Adrian Brody one.
and
AI
also
Brody won.
and it got worse too. Like I was like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
fine.
it did. I'm sorry. And then this was the fifth and final time I cried. Because to show Coleman Domingo looking kind of sad, and then to show Sebastian Stan looking kind of sad right after, evil.
Evil.
That was evil. I cried. And I was
Yeah.
like, and then he blabbed on for 5 minutes.
Okay.
He shut the music up to say nothing
Yeah.
after.
I have so much to say about this. So first off, for those who don't know, he broke the record for the longest Oscar speech ever.
It's
And
not even good.
nothing good. And also in addition, we didn't mention this because I wanted to wait to mention this. The two times that Dune won something, they cut someone off two times, but Adrian Brody can tell the music to shut up and keep on going. Also, in addition, for those who also don't know, Oscar voters came out and said that they
Oh
voted
my
they
gosh, this
didn't
enrages me.
They didn't vote for Ray Fiennes because they thought he won for Schindler's List and voted for Adrian Brody instead. When it's the reverse, Adrian Brody won for The Pianist, and Ralph Fiennes has not won anything. So for them to say this is Adrian Brody's second nomination and win, and then also him being like, this is my second time doing this, I know how it goes, and I'm like, okay, well, you shouldn't be up there twice, man.
Yeah, he sounded so arrogant. Oh, do you understand? Literally, I was thinking, and I was like, any of the other people could have given a better speech. Any of the other people.
And
Timothy Chalamet's speech could have been like so good. And people were saying that he was arrogant before. I'm like, no, he was like, when he won for SAG, I think he was people he gave a speech where he was saying that he's happy that he won because he's like proud of the work that he put into it for the last 5 years. Don't even get me started. But that, and I'm just like, that was arrogant, because I didn't even think it was whenever he made that speech. This was arrogant.
yeah, and also like
Furious.
Coleman Domingo and Sebastian Stan, if they did speeches, that would have been a whole nomination for their
Because,
speeches.
also because their movies touch on things that, like, I'm not saying that Conclave or Complete Unknown or The Brutalist don't touch on things that like mean something, but like Sing Sing and The Apprentice, like, they do actually like mean something current, and like topical and stuff that people need to hear. And you just know that their speeches would have been important. and and then for Adrian Brody to get up there and be a hypocrite about racism and hatred after what he did on SNL, that's interesting.
He's also a Roman Polanski defender who
Yeah.
is an awful human being.
Oh, it like enrages me. Force choking Adrian Brody.
We're like Sebastian Stan looking at him.
Yeah. Yes, those are so funny because people have made up like fake beef, and then somebody made an article being like, "Does Sebastian and Adrian Brody have beef?" And I'm like, "No, that's a fandom joke that got out into the that
It's
got
the
out."
Sebastian
He
Stan
literally
fans.
he literally just looks like that. Like, go back. His face when he's listening to somebody just looks like
Looks like that.
that. um, uh, but yeah, that's I just, oh,
That was
it
our
was,
Adrian Brody rant.
yeah. And it's funny because I got like a million angry texts from different people. My aunt was like, "We booed." We booed. Because she shout out, because she listens to the podcast, so she's up to date with the AI stuff, so shout out.
Hi.
But yeah, can't believe Chat GPT won over.
Yeah, my dad texted and was like, when is he gonna thank AI?
Yeah, I said, hey, don't forget to thank AI. um, so that's upsetting, and that was really angered me, but it did not ruin my night. Didn't
No.
ruin my night, because at the end of the day, The Brutalist didn't win as much as I thought it was going to, and Amelia Perez. The evils were defeated to a point.
Yeah.
So, and I'm so sorry to Cillian Murphy, who had to stand up there and listen to all that.
It's like the same thing as like Brie Larson having to give the Oscar to Casey Affleck, because you could also tell that she just was like, I don't want to be here.
It's just so funny because Cillian Murphy is kind of like me, where he's just so awkward to where he doesn't. I think he was probably panicking in his head, like, I don't know what to do. I'm still up here, just standing here, and I'm now aware that other people can see me just standing up here. um, but anyway, moving on. Quentin Tarantino came out, so okay,
Yeah,
I
both
guess.
Olivia and I were like, huh?
Yeah, we both like, oh, and then I was telling Julia before this, I always forget that he's like that. Yeah, he is the way he is. I always forget he's like that. So then when he opens his mouth, I'm like, oh. It's like a jump scare every time. Um, so Quentin Tarantino, I don't mean anything derogatory by that, by the way. I just think he's an eccentric guy, and I don't expect him to be that way. I expect him to kind of be like, stoic or whatever, and then when he opens his mouth, he's very animated and like just a goofy
Yeah,
guy. So that's always like, oh, you're okay. But anyway, Quentin Tarantino, he was presenting for Best Director. Sean Baker won, and by that time, I was like,
Anora's
so
sweeping.
Nora's winning Best Picture.
Yeah, the one thing I
Okay.
will say that I did like was that he was like, actually, this is kind of cool that Quentin is here because this movie wouldn't have been made if he didn't cast Mikey Madison in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I was like, I
Yes.
will say, like, that's great because it shows like actors that, like, if you have a small role in this
Yeah.
one movie, something like this could happen where that happens. But that's really
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I, every time Nora won, I was like, "Whoa, okay." Like I wasn't like jumping for joy. They weren't my first choices for anything, but like I was also like, "Hey, it could have been way worse."
Yeah, I think there was
Um,
only one time that I kind of jumped for joy for Nora a little bit.
well, I think it's the next thing we're about to
Yeah.
talk about, which is that Emma Stone went out and presented for Best Actress, and Mikey Madison won. That was the upset of the night.
Yeah.
That
It seems
was
like Best
crazy.
Actress is always kind of the upset.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane to me. I wanted it to be either Demi or Mikey, so it didn't matter. In the end, I was like, okay. Um, but yeah, that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Mikey Madison, and it also is pretty like it's cool, but it also makes everybody who's our age feel bad because she's 25 and she wanted an Oscar. But also
Yeah.
she's Ghostface, so it's a win for the Scream fans. It's a
Have you
win for
seen
us.
everyone was tweeting out about first Ghostface to win it
Win
off.
it all. I love Mikey Madison too. She's so cutesy. Like she went
She's
up
so
there and
nice.
she's like so like, soft spoken and like I'm just like, oh,
Oh my
I need to
god.
be friends with you so badly.
Yeah. And
um,
it's really sad because a lot of people were getting mad that she won compared to Demi Moore and like hating on her. And then I was watching a live stream and some guy was like, "The substance is happening by Mikey Madison winning." And then the reviewer was like, you're doing the substance by hating on the young actress that beat her, right? Like that's the whole point of the film is that. But anyway, if it wasn't Mikey, Demi,
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of Oscars voters did not like the substance. All the anonymous voters that were coming out were like, didn't like the substance, so whatever. And I was like, you guys don't know how to have fun. That's what I'm
well,
hearing here.
well, they're also the same Oscar voters that put Amelia Perez in there, and then also wasn't one of them. They said Carlos Sofia. What did the
Yeah,
fuck did
they
they
said
say?
that Carla Sofia Gascon should be the front runner because the substance, they didn't like the substance, so
Oh,
they
that's
didn't
how
think
it
that
connects to
Demi
the
Moore
substance.
should.
Okay.
Ugh. And I'm like, whoever you are, you better be glad that you were anonymous. Also, all the people who came out, why did you do that? You were making the Academy look like a joke,
I
which
feel
we knew, but like, we've known for years. But the people like who aren't cinephiles, who were reading all of this stuff, it's like, well, you guys are making yourselves look bad and like not credible at all. And I'm formally putting in me and Julia to just be Oscars voters.
yeah, yeah, please, the
And
Academy, we
it's
may
just me and
dislike your
Julia.
choices,
No
but
one
hire us.
else. It's no one else. Every year it's just me and Julia picking.
Oh my god, imagine the films that would get nominated if it was just
Oh,
us two.
oh yeah. I saw the TV Glow would be sweeping this year.
It would be, it's that and
Sing Sing,
Sing Sing.
A Different Man.
Oh my god, guys, our Oscars would be 10 times better.
Our Oscars would be so fun.
Oh my
It would be
god.
fun. Why are we not doing fun things? Adrian Brody's not fun, and The Brutalist wasn't fun. Okay?
You know who's fun?
A little vapid. Honestly, when I watched the movie, I was like, this meant nothing to me in the end. So I don't know. Guy Pearce, you were the best part of that movie.
Oh, Guy Pearce.
I
E
know.
Every time I hear about him, he just keeps getting, like, better and better for
He was
me.
so good. Robert Downey Jr. was so spot on whenever he was like, "You disappeared in that movie." I'm like, "Yes, it was." Oh, okay. We have to move on. We have to move
Yeah.
on. Best Picture was last, of course, and Honora won, which is what I voted for. I thought that Honora was going to win. Um, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Uh, Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal were the people who went up there, and yeah, uh, so that was nice.
Yeah.
That
Check
was
out
like
our
Julia
rom-com
and
episode.
Sebastian Stan are geeking out right now.
Who?
Sebastian and you, we're geeking out
We're
at
like, "Oh my god."
because Sebastian Stan also loves When Harry Met Sally. So.
Oh my god, and he needs to be in a rom-com. I forgot about that interview.
No, but he won't pick rom coms. He's just gonna pick dark, awful people.
He read the beginning of Fresh, and he's like, "Yay! And
I'm
finally,
on
I'm doing a
board, and
rom-com."
then it just went down. It's like that scene in Ratatouille that everybody uses of the chef reading, and it like that was him after he got French. Anyway, that was the Oscars. Yay! Kind
It
of.
wasn't
Yay.
terrible.
No, it wasn't terrible. One absolutely terrible thing happened,
Mhm.
but hey, guys, this we just need to never let it happen again.
So, we just need to tie Adrian Brody up.
Yeah, I we need to Coleman Domingo be in a project so that you can get your third chance in a row and campaign this time.
Oh my god.
And also, everybody just needs to vote for him anyway. I don't care if it was the best performance of the year or not. Just do it.
Well, he probably was, let's be honest. Like, from what I've heard of Sing Sing, best
Yeah,
performance.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, here's the thing. I did put on my I think it was on my close friend story, but I was like, Coleman and Sebastian, you deserve better.
so this is how they win Oscars. They remake Hannibal, but
we
Coleman Domingo is Hannibal and Sebastian Stan is Will Graham.
and we're eating and things are happening and we have to just write it and get it to them somehow.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if I missed anything, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of 23, so that's real bad on my part. But
No, I think I got 12 on my end. Hold on, let me check.
what was it that I voted for that you didn't vote for?
Uh,
Oh, it was I Am Not a Robot.
yeah, some of those shorts and stuff you got before.
Okay. Well, that was the Oscars. We recapped it for you in case you haven't seen it, or maybe
You don't want
you
to.
did watch it and you just want to hear a quick little rundown, quick little recap. Because I do know there's a lot of people who watch the Oscars, but they don't really know what's going on. They don't know why people are upset, that sort of thing. I think we broke it down pretty well.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, that was it.
Woo!
Uh,
Well, tell us what you all thought of the Oscars. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were there upsets that personally you were mad about that we
Anybody
were
that you think that was snubbed for an Oscar?
Mhm. Yep. Comment
We want to hear
challengers
all.
as much as you want.
Yeah.
Um, and you can do this on our socials or in the comments of this video, or if you're on Spotify, you can also comment there. Links to alternative listening and watching platforms are in the description. We'll catch you back here next Monday, but until then, please take care of yourselves. We've been Highs and Lows.